Welcome to the YNTAAY Minis. I'm Chris Smith, and tonight we're talking about Rent Live on Fox, the long-awaited live musical for this year. And I got out my Will You Light My Candle shirt, and of course my 525,600 scarf, which is one of my favorite scarves. Rent is a very special show to me. It's probably my favorite musical because it was the show that got my family interested in Broadway and theater. It taught us that you don't have to do it the traditional way. You can write about what you know. You can write about modern things. You can make it as edgy as you want. And Jonathan Larson, when he wrote it, he wanted to bring a new generation to the theater, and so he did that. The cast I thought was pretty good. They had Brennan Hunt as Roger. There's Tinashe as Mimi. Who else? Valentina as Angel. And of course, Brandon Victor Dixon played Tom Collins. Jordan Fisher is playing Mark in this version. Mario is playing Benny. Oh, and of course, Kiersey Clemens as Joanne, and Vanessa Hudgens was playing Maureen. And yeah, I thought that it was, you know, Rent is very personal to a lot of people, so a lot of Rent heads didn't enjoy the movie, which I did love the movie too. They're really two different things, and Rent on stage is completely different than the movie, or, you know, and this is a live production going along with the stage version, but updated in the modern world. But I took some notes along the way. I loved the set. I thought it was amazing. I love the audience mixed in with the set, but sometimes I found them a little bit distracting, but that's okay. I thought the Angel did hit a few sour notes in Today for You, but what are you gonna do? I love Jordan Fisher as Mark, though I didn't think that he seemed very Jewish, but you never know. The big band on the raised platform, I just love that. And I thought that Brennan Hunt is going to be a star. I wrote that. And it's such a shame he broke his foot in dress rehearsal. So a lot of the live broadcast was actually taped from the dress rehearsal. But what could they do? You know, they just had to work with what they had, and then they reworked the live at the end. It went live, and you see his foot in the cast. Oh, I'd like to know what part of the show he broke his foot in. It's a terrible shame, and you know, it looks like that would be very painful. Oh, the Dignity Will I Lose My Dignity song was amazing and haunting. And though I miss the profanities in all the songs whenever I would sing along. And of course they would change piss to puke, which I don't see why. And, you know, take out the shits and the fucks and things like that. You have to for broadcast TV, but Rent is an edgy show, so I like to stay traditional. I love the joke about Mark's original sweater when they're looking for a coat for Collins and they're holding up clothes, and she holds up that sweater that was just like Mark's old sweater, and Angel was like, oh no. That was very funny. I loved Vanessa Hudgens' cow pants, and then the harness when she's doing Over the Moon and she's like, whoop. That was very good. And I really liked how they wove in Seasons of Love into the story, so it wasn't just the cast standing there in spotlight singing. They were, you know, it was actual book scenes, or, you know, in the script, and at life support. And Keala Settle from The Greatest Showman, oh my gosh, wasn't she good? And she did the soloist part, and then of course she did She did all of Paul's things, the character of Paul who ran the life support meeting. I thought she really brought a nice humanity, sort of like an adult. Everybody else was on the fringe and they were, you know, had all these problems. And she was sort of like the solid nurturer, holding everything together. I thought that, I loved Take Me or Leave Me. Vanessa Hudgens and Kiersey Clemons were so good in that. And Without You, with Tinashe singing as Mimi. I was delighted the way they did Contact with, you know, the number where everybody's under the sheets. Now, what did you all think about Brandon Victor Dixon? I thought that he was really good, but thought that he was more incredible in Jesus Christ Superstar last year. But he was very good. A lot of the times he was doing talk singing in some of the parts that we're not really used to. And talk singing is not my favorite choice. I thought Mario was very good as Benny, though Benny's never been one of my favorite characters. He's sort of the outsider in the group, but, you know. Valentina, she was okay. But she looked the part. She looked great. And at the end, the No Day But Today, that's when I finally cried. Normally I cry a lot sooner in Rent. And seeing Jonathan Larson's picture on the screen and then seeing the original cast return, that was incredible. So here's this ad. That. But I thought it was a very well done production, so good job, Fox. I saw a little article today that said that Fox might do their own musical next time, like a jukebox musical, so that they can get, you know, all the ownership of the property rather than doing Grease or Rent or whatever. So, you know, whatever. But I thought this was very good. So, I hope you all enjoyed watching Rent, and let me know in the comments what you thought. But good job, Fox. Good job, cast. Oh, and feel better. Poor Brennan.